Welcome back to the channel. So we are going to discuss on two topics today. The first one is regarding the definition of management. It is difficult to define management. In fact, no definition of management has been universally accepted so far. So one particular definition is by Mary Carter Follett. So management, what she says is it is the art of getting things done through people. So this definition calls attention to the fundamental difference between the manager and other personnel of an organization. Manager is one who contributes to the organization goals indirectly by directing the effort of others, not by performing the task himself or herself. But on the other hand, a person who is not a manager makes his or her contribution to the organization goals directly by performing the task himself or herself. Okay. Sometimes a person in an organization may play both the roles simultaneously. So manager is a person basically who directs others to complete the task, and person who is not a manager contributes to the organization goal directly. So two roles can be played simultaneously by a single person sometimes. So this definition has certain weaknesses with respect to the subject. Even though this is a layman's definition or the simplest form of definition possible, that is the art of getting things done through people. The certain weaknesses what are there in this definition are, it says that management is an art. To say that management is merely an art is to state half truth. Art deals with the application of knowledge. So management is not just merely application of knowledge. It also involves acquisition of knowledge. So what is that acquisition of knowledge, what we call? It is called as science. So now the definition by the nature, what we say, the art of getting things done through people, it fails partially because it is not an art now. So also this definition does not explain the various roles of a manager. Okay. So to boycott this definition, there is a somewhat more elaborate definition of management given by George R. Terry. Okay, so he defines management as a process consisting of planning, organizing, actuating, and controlling, performed to determine and accomplish the objectives by the use of people and resources. So according to this definition, management is a process, or what we say as a systematic way of doing the things. So there are four processes what are included in this definition, or what we call as the basic process of management, and they are planning, is what we call as managers think on their actions well in advance. Okay, so their actions are usually based on some method, plan, or logic rather than just a hunch. So thinking of an action well in advance with the use of logic, this is what is called as a planning. The second process in a management is organizing. So organizing means managers coordinate the human and material resources of the organization. So whatever workforce is there, whatever resources are there, we have to make sure that it is well utilized in a structured and systematic way. So this process is called as organizing. The next process in the definition is actuating. So actuating means managers motivate and direct their subordinates, like guiding or mentoring their juniors, or others, that what kind of work is to be done and how it is to be done, guiding them in the right direction. It's not just passing of an order, but indirectly helping them in the best possible way. So this process is called as actuating. And the last process in the management is called as controlling. It means the managers attempt to ensure that there is no deviation from the norm of the initial plans. Okay, that is from the first process till the end. We have to make sure that there is no deviation. And if some part of the organization is on the wrong track, then action has to be taken or remedy has to be found out. So this definition also indicates that the manager use people and other resources such as finance, equipment, etc. in attaining their goals. So finally, this definition states that management involves the act of achieving the organization's objectives, and these objectives will of course vary within each organization. For example, the objectives for a hospital might be different, and for a university might be different, but the ground rules for identifying the things well in advance remains the same. So that is the definition of the management. So let us go to the next topic, that is regarding the importance of management. Why this management is necessary. So we can say a numerous uses of this management, but as per the subject and the syllabus framed by the university, there are three primary critical instruments what defines the importance of this management. Let us see them one by one. First one, it says that management is a critical element in the economic growth of a country. So by bringing together the four factors of production, that is people, money, materials, and machines. Initially, these were called as man, money, material, and machines. So they were called as 4 M's of production. Because of the women empowerment and the right to equality things, in word man is replaced by people. So those become people, money, material, and resources. A very fair way now. And these are called as 4 factors of production. And by bringing together these 4 factors, management enables a country to experience a substantial level of economical development. So a country with enough capital, manpower, and other natural resources can still be poor if it does not have competent managers to combine and coordinate these resources. So poor economic growth of many Asian and African countries very well illustrates this point. So to support this, Peter Tucker rightly observes that without management, a country's resources of production remain resources and never become production. So there is a right way which is brought out that if the management is not proper, then resources can never become production. So that is how we can say is management is a critical element in economic growth of any country. Going to the next point, this management is essential in all organized efforts, be it a business activity or any other activity. Principle of management are now usually used not just for managing business organization. They are also applied to various other types of organizations such as educational, social, military, government, etc. And management is thus the same process in all forms of organization. So it may widely vary in its complexity with the size of organization. So management is a big multinational company who, differing in detail from that of small partnership, follows the central pattern. The next point is management is the dynamic, life-giving element of any organization. It is the element that coordinates current organizational activities and plans the future one. It arbitrates disputes and provides leadership. It adapts the organization of its environment and often shapes the environment to make it more suitable to the organization. So in a competitive economy, the quality and performance of management determine the success of an organization. indeed they determine it is very survival. So nowadays, no organization can long hold its monopoly on capital or technology, but good management can definitely become its monopoly and give it a competitive edge to its rivals. So, in the words of Claude S. George, management is the central core of our national as well as personal activities, and way we manage ourselves and institution reflects with alarming clarity what we and our society will become. So, is very wisely framed words here, which is nothing but the truth of management. So now we have seen what is the acceptable definition of a management as per this subject. We have also seen what are the three major importances of management.